want to tell God, thank you for the reception in Lofa. And good afternoon to the peace-loving people of Liberia, in the diaspora, in Nimba, and person with disability as well. It's always good to be at your listening audience. And thanks to ELBC as well.
And let me apologize, yes, in this way, but again, it is a presidential event that we couldn't circumvent because of this program, which will come on obviously anytime, any day. The president who was speaking, we couldn't cut him off as wisely because that's our part. That's what we do here. And you, as an appointee of the government, you sat in your vehicle for an hour plus listening to the president. Let me hear you. What did you hear? What did you make up what he said in Lofa? And are you convinced that Lofa has now given their political consideration to the president?
For me, I would say yes, and not only Lofa, the entire Liberia. Mr. Greatfix, to be sincere, we are now ungrateful people. We are people who are grateful. And you heard the Lofian saying that we are people who are grateful. Like the girl who spoke on behalf of the first-time voters. Mm-hmm. She said, Mr. President, even our great-grandfathers in their grave are celebrating. And if they were given the opportunity, she even said they are voting to wherever they are for you because they are happy. And he said to them, he said, you remember I came to you first and I promised you in 2017 that I was going to build your road. Regardless of whatever number of vote we got, we still came and fulfilled our promise by building the road and by doing other things. So I want to let you know that once I go back the second term, a lot of things that we all have envisioned is going to definitely work. And I think that is very important. He was not somebody who paid back. People could say, like some representative, when they are elected, they can say the other community did not vote for me. The other side did not vote for me. Yes, but he's not that kind of person.
Even though Lofa rejected him,
but he did a lot in Lofa, even more than the Southeast. And that's the same way we Nimbayan are saying. Even though it was the runoff, that Nimbayan was able to come together to give him the resounding victory that he got. But hey, he didn't say, you came to me only because of second round. See what he did across our county. And I can tell you, for people from Nimba, you don't need to give us money. You don't need to give us car. Just give us an environment. We'll make use of it. And I can tell you, if that road hit Loguatuo, you will see the design of houses in Ivory Coast and the materials that are used in La Côte d'Ivoire is what you'll be seeing in Nimba. You're not going to see people coming to Monrovia that fast to get things from here. You're going to see them going as far as Togo. The next thing you're going to see used car businesses in Aganta and up to Kample. Like recently when we went to Kample, I tell people Kample will be even beautiful than Gompa City because the stores that I saw people coming over Kample. Just the intersection of Kample alone that we had that event, the pre-campaign launch that we did there. I can tell you from that intersection alone, you see the beauty of Kample. So if that place is completed, everybody will forget about Ganta. And all road will be leading to Kample. Because in Kample, you will have people coming from the border, people coming from so many areas, and the distance is very short. Okay. Instead of coming way to Ganta, everybody will prefer to go to La Côte d'Ivoire. Like I lived down there for 5 years when the war was in Liberia. If you got road hitting that place, what will we be doing here that fast? A lot of things.
So if we were to give a geographical look at Kample, where is it situated in Nimba?
Kample is situated, like, I would say, you pass Saninkole, heading towards the border, there where you got is I think that area will call it. You will pass Saninkole.
Okay.
It's 15-minute drive.
So it means it's taking shape more than Saninkole.
It's shape more than Saninkole, but Saninkole, a lot of people don't really do a lot of things in Saninkole. Ganta have been the area of concentration. So Kample now will be able to take over from Ganta. I can say it for free. Because even when you enter in Kample on the whole right side, from where you enter the town from, you see a lot of stores. And I'm talking about well-structured stores that will have more than 2-3-story buildings above. So if that is completed, who will have time again? Everybody will concentrate on our end. And that's all Nimbayan want. And before you realize it, if you build 2-story building, I'm going to build 4-story building. And the good about Nimbayan, nobody going to get out their friend. If you got 2 cars, I'm going to get 3-4 cars because the avenue have been created through cross-border trade. You can take your cocoa across, you will get something. You can take something across, you will get something and come back. Even people from Tiaple, Boye, Tiaple, we used to cross with Kino to go across. But with all of those things that are happening, it will be a quick area. From Tiaple, a lot of people from Tiaple go to Benue to buy and come back. So it will make it very, very short. So I think that's what it is. And that's what you heard him saying. And that's what the Lufian was saying. So for me, we are all grateful people. And all we are looking up to is October 10th, like the campaign chair said, to give the president the best gift. And
all right, let me announce this. I've been informed by the director director of radio, Madam Musu Salif, that Dr. Lawrence Kumlan Prople is now in Monrovia, and so the 1 hour that was reserved for this changing my attitude could be used for the continuation of the Bumper Show, which will go to the full length. So now you listen to the Lofa people. Now we're going to Nima County. You are a proud daughter of Nima. Our people listening, including my big brother Paul Tobacco Saleh in Bon County, right there in Palmer area, you can be assured that this show will not go off until 6 o'clock, around 7 o'clock or so, before 7 o'clock. But you listen to what has been happening in this country. Warmongers have been raising and beating war drums. Your Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson has been making some comments about war, bringing the ease of the Arab Spring Revolution. You listen to the General Bodnecki. I saw a picture on Facebook and I saw a video where he had gone to appeal to a family and apologize to them for what he did for killing their children and their sisters and brothers and raping them. All the atrocities they committed. Now he's going on the side of Prince Johnson. You listen to the former vice president that Liberia will come to an end if something happens in this country where their votes are not protected. You are a daughter of Nima. You are an intellectual. What do you think of these comments coming in?
Again, let me say, Mr. Griffiths, it's saddening and it's so damn harrowing to hear that coming from. For Senator Johnson, a lot of people will say because he took part in the revolution directly, so when it comes to the issue of beating war drum, it's something that he should be used to, though it's wrong. But looking at the vice president, who you cannot directly link to the war, even though I was much younger, but what I saw on Facebook later was about the Lofa Defense Force. I don't know whether that was actually a faction that took part in the war because I was again young. But I can say to you that Senator Johnson will not make the people of Nima to look back to the president. Senator Johnson will not make our country to be a country that will go against the president. Good is that we have high schools and elementary school in every town in Nima County and village. Every town and village you enter in Nima, and I'm saying it, and you can go and verify it.
Wow.
Every town and village, we have 782 towns in Nima. We have 6 cities. If you go to all of those towns and villages, before you enter, there's a school building. And I think it's not in vain. And besides that, the president has also been early on tertiary and vocational education within the county that will build our capacity to know better. It is because of the level of capacity building and some level of education we have acquired. It have made us to respectfully stay in the face of our elders who have decided to go their route according to their fundamental human right, to tell them why it is true, it is your right to decide which side you want to go. As sons and daughters of Nima, we believe the president have done us no wrong, and we are supporting him for his second term, pointing to clear indicators and tangibles. I did mention the issue of additional educational center like the Brown School, like the health center that is going on in Gbiendodu. And Gbiendodu is one of the areas that I can't remember any president or even the representative and senators of our county visiting. But this is a place that the president was able to go to interact with the people one-on-one. Is that the kind of president you are telling us to reject? So the issue of war that was fought in this country for 14 years, what was the profit? What did you give from it that you think our life going to go backward? Some of us were 24 years of age, we didn't know how to turn a tap. When I traveled from here to Sierra Leone and I got in a hotel, it was my first trip in the disabled community to go. I was going to Addis Ababa, but because it was my first time to travel, the other church of disability in the UK said I needed to go to the regional office so that I can travel with the regional director. Mr. Griffiths, I arrived in Sierra Leone. gave me a very decent hotel. They walked in the hotel. I was not even able to walk. And they were asking me whether it was good. And I told them I was still taking my outside bathroom. At which time I was very bold to say what I was. And then when I entered the bathroom, I didn't know where you could press for water to come. I'm standing up.
The native of me.
Very much indeed. And I was 24 years of age at that time, standing up. I don't know where to turn what. And then I was
like, in pocket outside the bathroom.
In the outside bathroom where you put the bucket down, you put your hand in it to put water on you to take bath right in New Georgia Estate, because our dad had just built the house, and then at the back we had the outside bathroom at that time because the house was not completed. And everybody who saw me grow up in New Georgia know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's not anything strange. So I entered that bathroom and I'm like, what should I do? And which one should I turn? So I turned around for long. I said, small she is better than big. I had to come back outside, and guess who I met? A male, not even a female. And I said to him, please, can you come and show me how water can come? And I know how he said it's because of the war, or maybe he felt I was native, and I was a university student at that time. But I didn't have anywhere that I could go to turn the tap, so I didn't know how you could turn it. So he came and he like, you see the red side, when you turn it, you will get hot water. You see the blue side, when you turn it, you will get hot water. But then if you lift it up in the middle, the water will come from up, which means the shower. Then if you put it down, the water will come from down. So you decide which one you want. But if you want to use the top, then you gotta press the thing in the middle of the top so the water can be in the top, then the water will not go. That man taught me for more than 5 minutes. Is that a life, Senator Johnson?
So when you talk about that the war brought a lot of setbacks to Liberia.
More than setback, and I'm not willing for my own son to go back to that life. I'm not even willing for those that will be born after me to go back to that life, because we believe after President George Mano, we are in 2029, Liberia will go no more back to war, but Liberia will go forward to progress. And Liberia will become the greener pasture that it is, that people will come from north, south, east, and west to drink from the fountains in this country after his term. Because Liberia will be that place that we have dreamed of. I can say it. So it is not anything anybody go for. So anybody who reach war, the Bible says he who use the sword will die by the sword. So you will reach for war. They had a war where was war within your home. Maybe your children will start to fight in your home with instruments that you least expect. And when one child to throw it at their friend, it might be at your throat, and you will go to where you feel that others should go. And it's very well, we condemn it to the highest degree. And the body are not in support of it. And to Ambassador, I don't know what came over you, but whatever it is that came over you, the age you are, perhaps you don't see a future in many of us, but we can tell you we see a better future in our country, Liberia, and we see a Liberia that is going far ahead. We see a Liberia that is going to a place that will be exporting a lot of what to do. We start to make our own food in this country, and Liberia will become an independent nation. So wherever you think Liberia is going to go, I think you will go there, and then Liberia will come later on and meet you there, and they're not going to be in the case.
So you are saying to me in emphatic terms that these comments were made principally from Prince Johnson, who has been a warlord before. The people of Nima would not take his words into serious consideration.
Yeah, but supporting me. And the example would be very clear. I can tell you the work from the president receiving Lofa, what he will receive in Nima will almost be like Maserati. Because you are aware, Nima is next to Maserati. The population on Nimba is next to Maserati. In Sokopa, the welcome that will be in Sokopa will show to the president that truly indeed we are not in support of whatever statement it is. And as he goes throughout Nimba County with the rally and throughout Nimba County, every town and village, he will be able to see clearly that the people of Nimba are people that are grateful, and they are people that will not go against president. They are people that will not threaten the peace of the country. They are people that are very, very peaceful. And they are people that believe in development and progress. And they are people that believe in the progress of Liberia. So there's no way the past is going to be repeated.
What has the CC government done in Nimba that you can boast off to say, for that reason, you can give we are a second chance. You have less than 20 days to election. You come from Nima for we. You patrol the entire Nima. The last time I spoke over here, you were telling me how you be in the home of Prince Yellow Johnson, and the people there are saying something different. What is it there that you can boast of? What is it tangible that you can say, Ambassador, they don't pay me. I work to the people of Nima. This is what I'm saying. And for these reasons, educational wise, infrastructure wise, that this president called George Weah can be our next president. Do you think the people of Nima will give him a second chance?
So before I tell you what I feel, what I've seen there, good is that my aunt came from Nima 5 days ago for her daughter graduation.
Okay.
We have our little niece that have been with us from birth, and she graduated from 12th grade this on Friday. So her mother came from Fleeting. Fleeting is behind Sekepie. The moment you cross Sekepie, there's a town there called Bankoi. You make a right, that goes straight to Yahweh Mesno. And when you follow, you will pass downtown, and then you go to Fleeting. From Fleeting, you go into Mena, and then onward to Kangawi, and that of to Glaze up here where I come from.
Okay.
So Fleeting is where she came from.
It seems that you know the geographical map of Nima. You know the entire Nima because when you took all the town's name.
I'm a Denton. Good is that our father didn't get English name. I'm a man by trap, and I'm from Nimba, and I don't have any English name. Sometimes people use the Denton to say D, but D na mani Denton. So I know where I come from.
Dialects,
I speak both Gio and Mano. My mom is Gio, and my father is Mano. So I certify the both of them. So I speak.
Go ahead with that story you're trying to tell.
So my aunt came, and she was in New Georgia, and then radio was playing. And the people was on the radio saying the president did this, the president did that. Then in our dialect, she said, "What is it you want to see?" From Fleeting to Ganta, we were spending almost 2 weeks on a road before we get to Ganta. From Ganta to Morovia, we were spending almost 1 week on Kiamoto, where we would sit on a truck, we're on the top of the low to come to Morovia. But I left Fleeting the very day, and I came into Morovia that same day. I left in the morning. I got in Morovia before 4 o'clock. What is it more that you want for President George Weah to do?
So in the time past, that road was accessible.
Very terrible. Very, very terrible. From Fleeting to Sekepie alone, it was now an easy thing to leave from Fleeting to Sekepie. Before you talk about leaving Sekepie to come to Ganta, and then leaving Ganta to come to Morovia, it was not easy. And good is that every time she came with Kiamoto. Sometimes she came with truck where they would sit, they would pack the load. I think you can see how people on the road. It got to a point, one of the time I packed it. I'm talking about she had an accident on a bridge. And she was
the truck with tapping.
And you can see us at your email. That's how she then come into Morovia. So in our dialect, that was what she said. Make a nakago, make a free. Kwa lo yaka no keta. But we make a nakago keta president we are kasi.
What you saying?
She said, what you people want to see to say you will vote for the president? When we used to take almost 2-3 weeks from Fleeting to come to Ganta, 2-3 weeks to come to Morovia, but now you can move from there the same day you can even Morovia. What more you want to see? So this is the question she asked, and I just laughed, and I was like, "Auntie, the thing is saying many people, I don't know what is wrong with their eyes that they can see, but as for them to sitting here, one of the misinformation that I've been taking to our county that made me to go and follow up, and I think I've said it here over and over, was one, in order to make the citizen to make me get angry, was that your children are your sent to school, because I told you here that every town and village has school. Your children you're sent to school, none of them were appointed by the president. That is a lie and not truth. We came here and we said over 23 of them were appointed as senior and junior members of cabinet. Besides those that are at the county level, as county authority, besides those of them that are civil servants, those of them that are appointed as senior and junior members of cabinet, besides the chiefs and elders that are appointed in the county, beside them, all of those people were 23 and we listed them. The next
those appointed by the president to
as senior and junior members of cabinet.
21.
23 plus we were able to check. And we listed them in our various chat rooms with their names and the entities they were from.
So you're trying to dispel notions about Nimbayans that not many of you are putting government by the
They said that Nimbayan when I appointed, they didn't say many. They said Nimbayan when I appointed by the president. That was what they said. And we dispelled that. The next thing is the issue of the road that has been connected. Like for instance, the road that is heading toward Yekepa in Nima, they were like that road started and then, but from reliable source, the people who were building the road, they got angry at a point in time and they left. It was President Weah who was even able to go back to them to talk to them to come and continue that road that is being built. Today, if you enter Saninkole, you are looking at Saninkole like the Somalia Drive with a better sidewalk in a center, a very long centerpiece. And the place is designed in a way that Saninkole now look like a city. I think maybe right after the road construction, people will start to concentrate a little bit in Saninkole and forget about Ganta, very small because of the beauty of Saninkole from the road connectivity.
And Saninkole is well laid out, man.
Saninkole is well laid out.
I've been there
from the gate. You can see the city straight ahead of you with a very two lane. Yeah. Because you know in civil engineering, left and right is one lane, but people will tell you 4 lane. But left and right is actually 1 lane. Left and right is 1 lane, so it's 2 lane. But a lot of people that will tell you say 4 lane because they're seeing 2 road going, so 2 road going. So that's how Saninkole is. Like you see the Somalia Drive. So the way you stay from that point and see all the way almost to Black Jinaya from Pinsville, that's how you see Saninkole City. Then the road that is heading to Yekepa, if you see it, and the road that they are paving that side is very, very wide, like the Senegalese road. Very, very wide. A car move very freely. So now from Ganta to Saninkole is 30-minute drive. Road that you used to spend almost 2 weeks on is 30-minute drive. From Saninkole to Kample is 15 minutes drive. And just the campaign launch that was in Nima, we took off from here 10 o'clock. We took off from here 10 o'clock and we got to Saninkole before, we got to Kample before 12:30 for the campaign launch. 10 we took off from Morovia straight to Kample for that event. Can you imagine? So with all of these things, and look at Bound, I talk about being in Lodi. Now with the road connectivity that is heading towards Dredge University of Great Fix, the biggest hospital that was built in Tapeta that has been there, and they have been challenged in getting there. With that road that is heading there, a lot of people now will start to utilize that facility.
Absolutely. People can live from Bunkanting
everywhere now and to make a way there. Like my aunt Kim, I was telling her, I said, as the president is going to Nima, I'm thinking of carrying this car so I can be able to ensure that I attend all of the event and make sure we take the president towards Green Border before I can come back. She said your car can go all the way. Your car can go all the way to Tapeta. That car that you see out there can go all the way to Tapeta. So what more that we want to see? So these things are some of the things that we are reminding our people. But it will shock you to know at the moment we go to our people to tell them, say, like the elders, for example, we wanted to vote for the president because of what the president have done, and then we start to listen. The first thing they will tell her, they say, my daughter, all that thing you saying, we the one can see it more than you. So it almost like
meaning
our minds are already made up.
Okay.
Our minds are already made up because we were traveling on these roads. We were walking from Saninkole to Ganta because of road. But today, you get on your car or you get on a motorbike. Even take people from Ganta now to Saninkole, Ganta going towards the border. So all of these things are the reason why we are here to tell our people, come October 10, let it not only be in voice, but let us do it in action. And in doing it in action is by going to the polling places and voting number 18. If you start from up and you check towards down, he's number 18. If you starting from down on the ballot paper up, he's the 3rd person. Don't cross anybody eyeball. Don't bust anybody eyeball. Any part of that paper that you put the pin, beside where you put in the pin to check for him, it will be invalid vote. We don't want invalid vote. We want your vote to be a vote that will be corrected, because your vote, you are voting for the education of your children. You are voting for the health of your children. You are voting for the peace of Liberia. You are voting for reduction in infant mortality rate with the construction of safe room and hospitals across the country. So you don't want that to be destroyed. So this is the reason why we are here, to talk to our people to vote His Excellency.
The Tawan Bay is the head of the National Commission on Disability. She also chairs NIMA for WIA, a very challenged woman, and she's been in all of the areas in NIMA. And their intent is to make Joshua a second-term president. And let me welcome some of the guys who join us on our live Facebook feed, and we'll intersplice this with some songs on NIMA, where the tune comes from. This is an extended version of the Bumper Show. Initially, it would have been an abbreviated version. Let me welcome Mr. Samuka Sese, Lofa Love everyone, the son Ramsey, Isaiah Breaker, Jacob B. Bantu, and Le Mangui. They are all joining the Bumper Show on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon, where the Tawan Bay is my guest. Send your comments, I'll read them for you. Share the videos so that others can follow. But the Bumper Show is not in its original time slot because of the president's visitation to Lofa. Welcome to it. I listen to these Nimba songs. Did you understand what the person is saying in the song?
I didn't really.
Okay, but now let's go back to Nimba. Now, infrastructure-wise, aside from road, now the people talk about education. The last time I checked, the people of Sanokoli, the students in the Nima University, were agitating for SYZ. The teachers are not counted for SYZ, this one. But the government intervened very significantly by restructuring the board of directors and appointing and making sure that education continues. Is it the first time that you've seen a free education in Nima, especially on the tertiary level, where people who graduate from high school can go and get a BSc or BA degree from the higher education without paying a dime?
Mr. Griffin, I would say it's my first time, but we don't know how Liberia was maybe before we were born. But I can tell you,
we see any billionaire before say when a former university.
So I would tell you it is my first time, because all of the time I've been to school, we're able to pay, even at the University of Liberia, we're able to pay for credit. But now at the University of Liberia, 3,000 Liberian dollars is like the highest you will be able to pay because of the subsidy and other things. So it is my first time to see it, and all I can say to Liberian youth, let utilize the opportunity. That's the main thing I can say to them. It is the first time to have free education, and it is incumbent upon us to ensure that we utilize this opportunity. And to the students of NIMBA, for me, I've always said, and I will always say, what we need is just an enabling environment. And the enabling environment has already been provided. That is the opportunity to have access to free education, especially tertiary level when you get out of high school. So once you get out of high school, there's something awaiting you already. All you need to do is to just utilize that. That's all I can say to them. It's my first time.
What do you say about the political atmosphere? Now you have the likes of Nyan Twain contesting for senator. You have the Roland Duo on the side of the CDC. You have the Prince Johnson on the side of the Unity Party. With all these political configurations in the county, and where Prince Johnson is seen as a demigod of Nimba, do you think with all the rhetoric he's preaching there, that Baka is O and SYZ, that Jeremiah will be a forerunner, he will help to run the country because Baka is old. Do you think the CDC can make impact in Nima in terms of votes? How prepared are you, Nimayans? We see person we are. What if it goes tomorrow or the after tomorrow? The Nima for we are and other auxiliaries. How prepared are you? I want to sit back for a while, at least for 5 minutes, and listen to your detailed analysis and what you have done in Nima. Like a make George, we have to get significant vote in Nima, even if it doesn't win Nima as a county.
So the first thing I would say to you, when it comes to the presidency, I tell people my politics is in different form. I don't market other candidates. So if you hear me on the radio, whether I be here for 1 hour, you will not hear me talk about any other candidate but the President George Manawia, because he the one I want you to vote for. Okay. Whoever there, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see them. And some of the reason why you sometimes hear me talk about Senator Johnson and that of the Unity Party candidate is because of the misinformation they took of our people that it is time for Nimba to take the presidency. And we went to our people and told our people, because the way they were doing it and the way they are still doing it, and this is why now in Nimba across all of the media outlets, like this morning 5 a.m. I was on Voice of Tapeta. We are also using the vernacular to talk to our people as well, because a lot of them are using the vernacular to give the misinformation to our people, telling our people that it is Nimba time. Ambassador Barker will not live up to January. And that's why I told someone.
They are really saying that?
They are saying that to the people that Ambassador Barker will not live long. So it is Jeremiah Kun are going to run the whole show and all of that. So all we have to do, Nibayan, it is our time. So all we said to our people, you want to tell me your future is tied to somebody's life? So somebody should die first before you become. If Nibayan wanted to be president, why we didn't go and register as a presidential candidate? Why would we come up and say somebody should die and then we take the seat? That is devilish. That is wrong. If you go in all of the Nima chat room that I'm in one Nima, I'm in Nima forum, I'm in all of the Nima chat room, and the debate will continue until October 10, and we'll prove them wrong on that day. Is to let our people know that this is devilish. We can't kill somebody to get to where we want to get. Even if the man die by himself tomorrow, they will say Nibayan kill Ambassador Brackite. So is that a meme we want on ourselves? So if you know that this man will not live long, and then we also got a video about Kun that I share in many of the chat room, where he said in 2017 that the brain of Ambassador Brackite have failed.
He said it's going down.
Yeah, he said it's going down. So there's no way he can become a presidential material. So now, if 2017 our brain was going down, you think now the brain finished? Because 5 years to 6 years gone, and now you are going to that finished brain to end the brain. So if that brain ends tomorrow on a Roku, now you in it. They already got a lot of myths about you that you don't even value people when they are alive or they are dead, and then you are coming up to there are a lot of things people say about him, about rituals and this and that we hear about him. So if you now come and say somebody brain coming finish, so it's almost like you are seeing that person already dead. So you are just there that when the person died, and then automatically you become a vice president.
And you say that he's a ritualist?
That's what we heard. Even the day he was inducted, we heard you listen to Petro Costa and other people. It's all on the social media. And that's what they've been saying about him. So if he can come up openly on the radio and on a video that he's live in it and saying that man bring going down, and after 6 years the man bring already down, say you value him or be, now why you going to the bring already down? So we're telling our people, if they man bring it down, he will not leave on us. Let a man be able to go as he will. And when it comes to Nibayan preparedness, I can tell you, as I speak, there's a meeting currently going on in Gompa City. I should have been to that meeting. But one of the main reasons we have to also appear on the show is because we've been appearing on the very media outlet in Nimba, talking about the issue, and that since His Excellency from Lofa will be going, we thought it was to use this wider medium to talk to our people that across the county, because some of the radio stations, when you are on it, it don't go everywhere, but with ERBC go everywhere in the county, and whether they are in the villages, on their farm, we also came here to clear the message and to let them know that it is important that we vote number 18 come October 10. That is one of the reasons. But the meeting and preparation, the final preparation meetings is currently ongoing in Gompa City, where they are preparing, and like I said to you, the welcoming Sokopa will be like Maserado. It will almost be like you arriving red light, or like you were arriving from RIA. What you saw is exactly what you're going to see in Sokopa as Nibayan converge from every angle to receive him. They are definitely prepared because of the level of development, because of the level of work we have seen, because of his passion for the county, because he's not developing NEMA, or he did not develop NEMA with an interest. All he said was these counties were connected to the Mano River Union country, and there's a need for trade across Mano River Union, which is a discussion that is ongoing within the Mano River Basin. Even in West Africa, they are discussing country to country trade. So if you have counties that are closer to those countries, it is better you develop it so that partners and investors can be able to trail through that to come. You could have people traveling through Abidjan, Danane, and coming to Liberia through Nimba. You could have people going through Lofa from Sierra Leone and coming here. So that will also be able to help and so forth. So it is on our basis that he was able to prioritize Nima Kane. So we, Nibayan, cannot be ungrateful to him. And just to list a few of some of the construction that I just saw that I also wanted to list from Nima, like the administrative building in B and Lodu. In some of the area, they got a completion. Okay, the completion of the newly constructed market in Ganta. We got a construction of the double town clinic. We got a construction of the modern school inbound. We got an issue of electricity inbound. We got a construction of Ganta Sanikole Road that I also talk about. We have the construction of the Sanikole to Logwatu Road that I did mention. The construction of Ganta to Seklepi Road. We also have the issue of the construction of Bewale to Broad Diala Road. That is ongoing. That is under the agriculture. That is the IFA project. We got a construction of the Quipley Bridge in Pabli Town. We got a 400 kilometer of feeder roads rehabilitation ongoing in 4 administrative districts in the county. Even Buto.
All of these honor the.
All of these honor this regime. Honor this regime. The renovation of the Campley High School. All of that ongoing, and also the Popo housing. As for the Popo housing, I think it's the 15th county that will testify towards that.
Okay, I'll come to the Popo housing, but let me welcome and recognize some of the guys who join us. My friend and brother Patrick A. Soa A. Patrick has joined me from the USA. La Mangui, tell Miss Bumper Show what's up. La Mangui, he's saying, I tell Miss Bumper Show hello. Jay, you fucking see watching me live from 72nd Boulevard in Pennsville, while Thomas Malley has joined me watching from Workers Missing Avoca Mission Community. You wanted to have said. Aaron Zine has joined me. It's a great job. Aaron Zine, welcome. Make sure you share the video so that others can participate and listen to the intellectual display of wisdom here by the Otoan Pebe, a young librarian female. I'm not taking calls now. Please don't call me. Lincoln Wisse, good evening. I'm watching you from Sano, Jirebo District, Jirebo Sorokan District. That's Lincoln Wisse watching me from Jirebo Sorokan District. Jacob Cooper, person, we are re-election is a must. He says that. Keep sending your comments. Breakable Power, say good afternoon. Good afternoon, Breakable Power. Good afternoon, Jacob Cooper. Good afternoon, Lincoln Wisse. Good afternoon, Nita M. Blase. Great, my sister. I'm watching you in Barcelona, yeah. He says he's watching you from Barcelona. Adolphus Steve Brown, watching from Kakata City. Stanley Jackson, watching live from ATL. I don't know what ATL is, but keep watching and sending the videos outside out of different chat rooms so that others can participate on the Bumper Show, where Ambassador Towan Pebe is my guest. And this is an extended version of the Bumper Show because of the president's visitation in Lofa County. We have to come with these critical voices to talk about some of the issues. Ambassador Klingmel, watching from Grand Jira County is Ambassador King Mel. Welcome to the show. And those of you watching me from Bon County, including my big brother and friend, Mr. Paul Stubakoli Saleh from Palma, we say welcome, and the rest of you guys there. Charles Robertson Begare Junior watching from Banjo, while Erin Zaulo Tensei has joined me from Johnsonville, Fountain of Life, he says, and that's the area he watches me from. Now, you are talking about the Propo Horse unit. How many Propo Horse units do we have now in Nima? Where are they located, and who are the beneficiaries?
Actually, I will
let me take Tidi Jibro. Tidi Jibro is calling me. She's traveling with the president of Liberia. Tiri is calling. Let me get a gist of this one for Tiri. Tiri, you are on a extended version of the Bumper Show here on ERBC Radio. How are you this afternoon? This evening, rather.
So I think I'm in a very noisy place. Let me just change my location, then I'll call you right back.
Please do that, Tiri. I will have you here live on the show. So let me welcome Sylvester Dottu. He's watching. He's Chairman Dottu watching from Vanjama. Sylvester Dottu. Welcome, Chairman. How are you? Chairman, how you doing? Tevin Thompson watching from Paris, France. Stanley Jackson, Atlanta, Georgia, USA has joined me. A. Gabriel Mate Kai Kuda is joining me from Zredu City, Grand Julia County, while Jerry Akoye is watching me from Pawtucket, the US. Okay, so you were talking about our
So with the issue of the purple housing, I will not be exact to give you the towns that they are, but what happened is the houses are given to the less privileged and those who cannot really afford a better facility.
Okay.
So for instance, if they enter a town and then in that town you got some houses that are a bit better off, and then you got one that is somehow deplorable, they prioritize the deplorable one at least to make it like up to the others. So there are a lot of towns and villages in Nima that benefited the poor housing. Okay. So I will not be specific on the town, but I can tell you I can definitely work around that. Hopefully, maybe right after the president visit, when we are back to Morovia, I will be able to give you those towns and villages that have it definitely. Or those callers that will call on the show from Nimba, you could tell us some of those towns that have the houses and so forth.
Okay, so let me welcome Mr. Cooper Passaway. Political Cooper Passaway has joined me. Political Cooper Passaway is watching me. George Lamantan following me from the headquarters of the Citizen Action Movement District, GSA Road, 777. I'm following from Congo Town. While Gay Elsia has joined me from somewhere, but let me pause there and take to the Jibro. I will come back to Ambassador Dear Tawan Pebe to continue the conversation. Tidi Foka Jibro, what's the latest news for the presidential tour?
Say that again, Jala.
What is the latest news from the presidential tour, and where are you currently?
Jala, I'm speaking to you currently from Wandama in Lofa County, where President Biya has just ended his today's gathering, citizen engagement on the field in Bonjama, the capital of Lofa County. And this gathering was a very unique one. The people of Bonjama turned out today again to, tell the President of the Republic of Liberia how much they appreciate him. So there was a colorful program held today on the field here in Wanjima, Lofa County.
Now, how is the President how is the message from the President resonating with the people of Lofa now that he was rejected in 2017, and then with very less, when he moves into Lofa? What is the atmosphere? There were some political naysayers on the radio that when the president left, was also yesterday, by the time he left, those who wore CDC t-shirts and caps were taking them from on their bodies and throwing them in the street, and there was a jamboree for Joseph Boakai, and you were there. How do you respond to these conversations from them?
Jala, you always know that when people are drowning, they'll look for anything in the river to hold. Whether it's a paper, they're gonna hold that. That is not something that happened because even if you watch the video, you will not see people taking off their clothes. People were jubilating, and those people who were jubilating because His Excellency was in town. I don't know how and what they mean by that, because anybody who watched that video will not see exactly what the person who's writing is talking about, because it doesn't show in the video. But again, this is a political time. People will say anything to gain people a favor anyway.
Okay,
like you said, the president left Gaza this morning, got to very bad roads, and he even talked about that today. I'll reach to that. But when he got to Bonjaman today, as usual, the first time voters would come and they were represented by a female who thanked the president and said that they are behind His Excellency because of the tangible, what he has done to help their parents, relieve them of some stress. They are excited and they have turned 18 and the president is going to get their vote because he has been the only person who has shown to them that, what he went through, he doesn't want them to go through that. And then after the first time voter, we had Thomas Fala, who is known here as the political godfather in Lofa County. And he mounted the podium and he says that, I thought I was going to speak in FOIA, which is, referred to as the political battleground, but now I'm given, an opportunity to speak here as a change warrior. We've come to tell you, Mr. President, that we are sure. Last time we said that, people said we're going to give 30% of the votes in Lofa County to the president, but we are sure that what we have said, that 60% of the votes here will go to the president and nothing less than that will be given to you, Mr. President. You can see from the work that we have done here. After, Thomas Fala, the superintendent came and re-echoed what Thomas Fala said.
Wow.
And then they encouraged the people to vote for their candidates, Sekou Kole, Siafa Foto, Julie Weir, and Thomas Fala. And His Excellency Moses Wakoli mounted the podium, the same thing again, thanking the president and the mothers of Lofa mothers for Weir. They gowned the president today. And I tell you, it was a really colorful program today. And His Excellency was excited, very, very excited. He mounted the podium again today, thanking the people of Lofa County. As usual, he says to them that, people say you didn't vote for me in 2017, but I've come to tell you that I appreciate the vote you gave me in 2017 because it helped to make me win. It helped to make up my winning number in 2017, and I'm grateful to you. And he praised the people. And he went straight to it. He was very, very blunt. He went to the road. He said, coming here was a challenge. And I think you see pictures on Facebook where, people are shoving the president's
yeah.
road from Gaza to Guanjama. I tell you, we took 7 hours to get here. 2 o'clock this morning was when we got in Guanjama, Lofa County. And the president stressed that. He said money for this road is already available.
Then the money for the remaining road is already secured.
That's great.
Yes. He said, I've come back to you to give me your vote because I have said to you, I was the only person who said to you in 2017 that if you give me your vote, I will do the roads for you. Although the votes you gave me were small, I know you're going to increase it because you want the roads to be completed. And I've given you my word that if you do that, and when the president said that, Zala, you could see the crowd went wow.
Wow.
And the president said, I have come to ask you guys for your vote. And if you give me the vote, I'm promising you that I'm going to complete the road. He says, health-wise, as a government, we have done well. Education-wise, the Unity Party government said health was a mess, education was a mess, roads were a mess, and you see that we are in that direction making progress. For us to remain on this progressive path, I ask that you give me your vote. He said something. He said, don't be bothered by, threats coming from the opposition that they're going to destabilize this country. This is an empty threat. As the president under my watch, there will be no checkpoint. I promise you there will be no checkpoint mounted in this country. And I promise you that on election day, go to the polls, vote and go back home because you are sending a message. One round victory is something that makes the opposition disturbed. But they are disturbed because they have no tangibles. He said, I'm not coming to you to ask you for my vote for your vote because I'm Himson. I'm not coming to you to ask you for your vote because I won the Ballon d'Or. I'm coming to you to ask you for your vote because of the record I have set. The tangibles you are seeing. And because of that, I have come to you to ask you for your vote. And the people were elected.
Wow. Titi Jibro, so where do you go from there? We have Kolahun going towards Foya. Is there any program scheduled for Kolahun, Masambolahun, and that of Foya, separate programs? And finally, do we have any information whether the president will go to the southeast, will come into Nima County? Where does he end his political tour?
Chala, I can say I know for a fact that we are going to Kolahun, we're going to Foya, but I cannot say for a fact. I'm hearing that the president does everything that he has to do in Lofa County the whole of tomorrow. So I know we're going to be in Foya tomorrow and come back to Bone County to hit Nimba County. So, you know, the president, because of the stretch of the road, I think that there might be some adjustments in the schedule, and the president, we are told, is behind time, is behind schedule. So tomorrow, I'm hearing we're going to do, Kolahon, we're going to do Foya, but how it's going to be done, whether we're going to Foya and come back to Kolahon, I'm not too sure, so I can be sure to tell you that, but I know the president, we are told, is coming back, to hit the road going to Nimba County.
3G Road, thanks a lot. Just walk up the road up to Evangeline, walk up there where they have the total gas station. Ask a beautiful woman there. She sells some very nice toboggi. Take a plate of toboggi, eat it, and then I will pay when I come there in Lofa County.
Thank you very much.
And you know why, 3G bro? While you speak to me, I see a beautiful picture being placed on the Facebook feed by Demoa Fofana right here as you speak to us. It shows me a display of intellectual ability and that of how do I call it? But anyway, it's good. Just go up there, have it, Tobagi, and tell DJ that you get one for me. And Tobagi in the morning, Tobagi in the afternoon, Tobagi in the evening. Ari Jacob Bobo has a bowl, DJ has a bowl, and everyone take a bowl. I will pay when I come tomorrow.
Thank you, Zala. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful conversation with Tidi Fugajiro there in Lofa County. They're telling people say here, we'll have some conversation. We'll open the phone lines for a few minutes and we'll leave at least 10 minutes to have a transition for the news. Some guy Keita is joining me from somewhere in Israel. Sylvester Doctor is joining me. Said Jala, the president won one victory show. The code remains 18. Laurel Sarafa. The mighty blue, she says. Laura, how are you this afternoon? My dear sister. Mighty Doko. Good evening, Jala. I'm following you live from the national headquarters of the Coalition for Democratic Change here in Congo Town. Otis T. Toti. I'm following you from Israel City. Keep up the information our people about the president tangible in the length and breadth of the country. Our country deserves better in this 21st century. Seko Kroma, my young brother, is relaying this program right now on the radio station that Israel is called Top FM 105.5. Seko Kroma, thanks a lot, and the rest of the guys there in the Israel. My young brother Rahim Jala is there as well. That one will come back to you. Now we've gone to Lofa. We talked about the things. I'm not taking calls right now, but the one, how is the campaign going in Nimba? Are you involved into house of halls campaign? What they call a Jehovah Witness campaign? How have you deployed your foot soldiers in the entire villages? Because getting vehicles going to these areas, we're talking to the people. They will say, oh, the bonus serious. How involved are your teams with the people in Nimba, the Nimba for Wea?
So before Nimba could come up with their campaign team that was set up, there have been a lot of auxiliaries coming from the work that the president have done. You have women group, you have youth group, you had a first-time voter, you have all of the sectors coming out from their villages, from their town, to propagate the message. So when Nimba for Wea came into existence, we ourselves decided to structure it as well across the county, and also to have representatives in some of the 14 counties where Nimbayan reside. And some of them might say, why is it on the radio every day they talk about Nimbayan? We want all Liberians to vote for the president, but the reason you see us emphasizing on our county people is because our population across the rest of the county, adding to what we have home, if those people just come together and vote for the president, we believe it will bring a serious change that we all desire. That's why we concentrate. But sincerely, across the town and villages of the county, Nimbayans are all there encouraging sisters, brothers, cousins, relatives to vote for the president. And also town halls. There are town halls engagements that are going on. There are media engagements that are going on, because there are some villages you might not be able to reach, but the radio will be able to reach. One good thing about the people, even on the farm, they have their radio sitting right by them on the farm, and they are doing whatever they are doing. So if you cannot reach to them one-on-one, you reach to them through these various medium. And many of the children are also on the social media, like in all of our platform, the WhatsApp, the Messenger. Those are mediums we are using to disseminate the message about the president and continue to debate the issues across those platforms.
I see this. Is that an award? Or was that?
Yeah, I was awarded in Accra, Ghana on last week.
Is that a plaque?
Thursday. Yeah.
Okay. What does that symbolize? You were awarded by the people of Ghana.
It was a group called the Prestigious Awards Fellow. And they awarded me this time in Ghana under the leadership category. Having followed the level of work we've done over the years, they were having the Africa edition in Accra, Ghana, where they were honoring people from various countries across Africa. And I was privileged to have been one of the persons that was honored. And this award, the main reason I brought it is right after I was presented this in Accra, I presented it to my mother, who was able to take care of a child with disability from age 5 up to present, and to the president of the Republic of Liberia, because it is said that if the house don't sell you, whether positively or negatively, the street will not buy you. It was the president that was able to decorate me on Independence Day, and this have followed me to Africa edition, and this is the award you are looking at right here. You know, I brought it to actually talk about it, but what we are talking about, I think, is also more important.
Yeah, I know that's why I decided to end with this before I open the phone lines.
Yes, so
I wanted to end with this because it's very important.
Definitely.
But let me say congratulations to you for the award you received in Ghana.
Thank you.
That's a good one. And I know we were in school together at university. We know the struggle we went to, going to 4-4 on the rag and eating all of those. And you stood your ground amongst those physical guys, you know, a physically challenged woman competing with her male counterparts in the gravel, and you know, I know what it means. I must say congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Do you want to say something fun before I go to the phone lines?
Actually, all I would say, even if you wake me up day after day, is Nimbayan, please let us vote for the president. Let us not be ungrateful people. You see what happened in Lofa today? Let this be constructive jealousy. That when the president hit Nima Kani, he will say, wow, I think I'm back in Maserado. So I think that's so far. Let's open a line and hear from them and see what it look like.
All right. This one comes from the people. It comes from the people of Riwaji County. Tato means thank you, President Weah. The President Weah for the developmental initiative in the county. Let's get a buzz of it as we go to the phone lines and take some calls. Then I'll recognize some of the guys who have joined me already on our Facebook feed. That includes Vishnu B. Denisinian. And he says, congratulations to you for the award you receive. Ambassador King Bell also, congratulations, sweetheart, he said. Ambassador King Bell. A. Gabriel Mate Kai Koda. The election is over. Just a name we are, that bomb. Chuchu Tobe is watching me from Grand Bassa County. CDC all the way, he says. Moses here, great job, Chief. I'm following you from the UAE. That's the United Arab Emirates, the UAE. Moses here joins me from there. Emmanuel Zagbe, watching live from Zulu Whiskey this evening today. Dr. Ase Nyenemo walked in the city of Zredru, supporting the re-election of President George Weah. He saw Tato, Joe Weah Tato. Go!
Thank you, our president.
And thanks to all the radio stations that relay our program outside of the 7 radio stations owned and operated by ERBC Radio across the country. Top FM 105.5, owned and operated by Sekou Kumar. Radio somewhere in Nima County, Sanakoli. Radio Lawayi. Owned and operated by Representative Doan Tiglikia. Bleeder Radio. Can't cut us to the man Bobby Allison, where the honorable Dr. Bobby Chimas comes from. The voice of Grand Crew.
Number 2, President John I get Tato.
I'm a Tato, President John, we are Tato. This is EFBC Radio. I'm the Nation's Heavenly J here. You cannot afford to go away because when the Nation's Heavenly J is on the microphone, the country listens. Tato, Tato, Tato.
President here we are. President John here we are.
Impreso.
Here we are. Here we are.
Oh yeah, it's a beautiful song. I can't tell play it, I'll pause it right here. It is time to listen to the guys who join us already via the phone lines right now. Let me recognize and say welcome to you, the guys who joined me lately on the Bumper Show. Let me recognize you, Mr. Emmanuel Zabe. Yes, I welcome you earlier. Welcome to the show. Let me go to the line and pick the first caller on this number. And as I recognize my big brother, Mr. Paul Tobacco Saleh, and the owner of Portman Entertainment Center, and the best speller announcer in Bond County. Welcome. Hello, welcome. How are you? What's your name?
Thank you very much. I'm Prince 2 Israel. I'm called from District 5, the Intellectual Hall of Masveh Sakimia, Urban Economic Empowerment. I want to say thank you to the ambassador, my sister, and TB. She has said it all. We believe that it's shining. You can see it. Even when the sun is shining, the rain is falling. I want to say thank you, sister. You have said it all. 1-1 victory.
Thank you. Thank you. The next caller. Hello, welcome. You are here at the Bumper Show. Welcome. Let me hear you, my friend and brother. Pastor, well, let's hear you.
Yeah, brother. For me, really thank you to you and for me, I ain't look at it. I see my friends why again is go. I want to keep on the president. Anyway, go other country. I already look here to do on the Islamic account. Why here from over today? I give a rubber show without fall. So why I get to do a general lab program when I was come up with this piece. And someone got that. That's what I did. I want to do that.
All right. Thank you, Mario Pastor. With the next caller, welcome.
Hello?
You're on the Bumper Show, the female caller. Let's hear you. What's your name, madam? Where do you come from? Is that Rosetta Sonkale?
Yeah, this is Rosetta Sonkale calling from Harvard.
Okay, Rosetta.
Let me appreciate my Nima candidate study there. And you know what about the president stuff? Right? It's able or you who, but the working leader is somebody. Some of us know about it. And today, in the community that I live in, it's God just like we are that have the same thing as we like a war higher. People come to my house to ask me for something that's probably so, they never used to happen. So the people in our country, I see people listening to us. Our country deserves us. Our country doesn't deserve money going one and packet for itself paying for the country. Our country should look like other countries. And I feel proud to be part of our country. So let's work to our hair around. The president has to leave from Lofa to come to Lima. Like how you see those things, so much shutting that law, but they're not protecting for the people of the little white that is in the country. That's what they're putting at the
all right, Rosetta, thanks a lot. Thank you, Rosetta Sonkale. The next caller is here. Welcome. What is your name? Where do you come from?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Is that Mike Doko?
So, yeah, this is Mark Doko.
Okay, Mike Doko, welcome.
The exclusive recognition.
Okay.
Well, let me appreciate Veteran Pepe for the excellent presentation. Chala, I listened to Madam Titi Jibo giving a vivid display of the president in Lofat. And what Madam Pepe said, Nima will give the president a rising welcome in the days to come. The evidence you see in Lofat today The people of Lofa are now saying that we will vote development over mere propaganda. That we will vote development over our uncles. Our uncle who did not do anything for us in the 12 years that he served as vice president and the 42 years he served in government. The people in Lofa are saying that the results for Lofa comes October 10 will be resounding. And it's the same message that the people are taking in Lima, that we're not going to let this president down. Evidence of the fact that Madam Toye in the studio, she hailed from Lima. She's a daughter of Lima, and she was implored by this president who is a down-to-earth man, who did not even look at the sub-eastern region to say, because she's not from sub-eastern, I'm not going to implore her. He implored sons and daughters from Lima, and these people are transforming Lima today through the broad-based evidence and developmental activities there in Lima. So the president will be welcome in Lima, and the people going to...
All right, my Doko.
Absolutely.
Mike, thank you so much. Let me take the next caller. Hello, welcome. Let's hear you, my friend. Where do you call from, and what is your name?
I'm Thompson calling from Bon Country, to be precise, Lofa Road. And then they still me from Prince Johnson area, one of our sitting by, and then we are our feet now to make a campaign, a one-round movement campaign, because then they trying to start a war. They start a war through population and winning.
But the thing is that there will be no war here. These guys, I listened to the various stakeholders in this country. Even the Minister of Finance said this morning, and his deputy Samara Waluka, we stated that yesterday. This country has constitutional authority, and that comprises of the joint security that controls the entire country in terms of security. They won't sit there and someone threaten the peace and they're going to join the street because they are the citizens as a result, election result.
Yeah, but what we're trying to say that I'm coming up to as a young force, which is first-time voter, and then carrying the president to the higher heart, those people that stabilize their country to the extent that all of you go old, and then to even see their family now, things are very difficult. And then seeing they told me peace we are enjoy, Honor Manasadi and both President Weah, I think it show or clear view that in 40 years to come, you'll follow that 14-year-old children that will be graduating from school, including 13 years.
Absolutely.
So at least the unique democracy and the unique ideology that President Weah is trying to make this government to see development at a crucial time. I think it show a symbol that we should vote for it. So for me, we here with Mr. Sako, we're going from door to door, window to window, house to house, and telling the people of Bon Country that President Weah is all what we get. We will put Johnson in there again. They will still come back with that old mentality, that grassroots mentality, that bush mentality to carry us back to square zero. So I kind of ask everyone, phone number 18.
Okay.
Is all what we get. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. Welcome. My name is Jala Griffey. What's your name?
Okay, I'm James calling from Nima Country. I'm from Nima.
Yago Nima Karayazio, Kuma.
Yakoba Sieba Flower.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mama, I'm enjoying you, enjoying your show. I enjoy someone in studio.
Okay.
Yes, she delivering explicitly. We are fortunate here. Because the Nima County was a county before of Action Party. Then after Nima went, UPN, party. So now, CDC to come in, the pay just to let most of the people want to be the rest of government, all guys. So happy. So we took in a one and born sedition. The capital, we decided to run a boy. The secretary lawyer is with all, same man.
Okay.
He did well. He took us on. Germany took the power. Things will happen. And I can tell you now, just we have put up in capital. Let the physician and go out. We go in the place to go out people to go. The physician is capital and go and see you know.
Okay.
I'm telling you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So
I'm telling you that you know how time table. I We said 2 hours in the way.
Wow. You want evidence of what they told us earlier?
All of this way. Empty the oil to stop out the one. Empty the oil to stop out and now when I was like 2,500.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. The next call is here. Welcome.
Yeah. Hello.
Is that Annie from Bonka there? Oh, Mamusi calling. Welcome. Now you know, you two of you are the way kind of voices. Let me hear you, Mamusi. Let's hear you.
Thank you for the show. So my sister is serious. You know, this election, President, we have re-election issue. But the president is performed for the house, yes. So we get a phone to do the president. So they get the party people that party around because if you can't say it, that's what they doing. Like, okay, let's see the popular anybody. Like, even if they're not saying it, now we want to
they were demonstrating and saying that. Can you imagine those who are the lives for people to say that they will humanize our salary, will humanize the vote? When the hell workers become politicians here?
One of the one I ain't money but just bring to go and they go for the election. A president will win this election because they are behavior. What they are spending, why are they all the money you got? You are not there one development in a particular country yet. When you come to one country, there's also unfinished projects they led yet. Here that president we are not finished and most of those projects then when you're ready whole day they say oh their salary the government call us by what if the government is supposed to get money.
All right, man.
What about the other people?
Thank you.
I'm encouraging yes the people of one country for them to vote for President we are on our core even will study for their readers that our development will continue in this country and in this country.
Thank you. Thank you, madam.
Every poor, Sisi Okeme, Ewali Boy, Fellow Clark, Boabi Abendai, Usaka Jena, Ekocho, I said, Mowema. So, I'm a paper child.
And this one I dedicate to my darling and beautiful wife, Mrs. Cynthia Mickey Roberts Grayfield, the woman who turns my mess into best and makes the whole world smiles at me, the mother of my children. Mrs. Cynthia Mickey Roberts Grayfield was a proud daughter of Grand Junior County. But the Dana say of the galleys. The 10 minutes to the time of 6 o'clock, it's not rather. We end just at 5 minutes to 7 for the transition. Let me come back to the one very shortly. Chrisley, welcome. Chrisley is watching from Zia number 1 Door Administrative District, Tapeta City, Nima County. The grandson of the late Chief Actor Bobo Silly from Zia Town Door Administrative District number 1. What Dolo is watching me? Sekou Talata Mohammed Sharif watching me from Virginia. Laura Sarasfa, welcome. Let me go back to the tail just for 5 minutes to close up because we have to get a transition for the news. Welcome back.
So again, let me say a very big thank you to all of the callers. One thing I know, they will never call, and it's a challenge because I was really expecting your call, especially those of you from Nimba, and I know you're following very closely. But everything we're saying, because you know it's truth, you will not. When you come to the senatorial seat of Nima County, I think you asked a question about them. For Senator Johnson, we are just saying to you, thank you. At least you serve well. The county need Honorable Roland Duo so that we move forward. And Honorable Rowland have said to everyone across the county that he's not going to be a godfather that go and talk on behalf of the county, but rather he's going to have the expert from the county going to discuss issues about the county. For instance, if the president is discussing issues around health, he's going to get those people that have that knowledge to come and sit with the president and be able to give a clear direction on NEMA when it comes to health. If they come to the educational sector, he's going to get people from that sector to discuss with the president. If they come to the issue of road, he's going to get a civil engineer and a resident engineer of the county to come and talk about that. He's not going to be the one projecting himself at every location. And one thing he have also said is that there will be all of these campaign teams that are set up in the county to ensure that we emerge victorious tomorrow. When an opportunity comes to NEMA, Honorable Rowland is not going to be the one to say and say, I would prefer this person or I would prefer that person. He would rather go to the elders of the county and sit with the very team and tell them the president is asking us perhaps to give him names of those he can provide opportunity for. So let's sit and look at our children and see who we can recommend to the president that will be able to fill in this gap. So we want to say to you, as you are voting the president, we can't have our two senators fighting a sitting government. It is very, very wrong. Maybe Honorable Kunfield, because he got another year ahead of him, and I think the legislature should be able to pass that law that when you are sitting senator or representative and you want to run for any other seat, you should resign. I think that should be the area we should go. Because if that was coming having cool, will not be all over the place.
Absolutely, the lawmakers, I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah,
maybe one position to the other, and when you lose, it comes.
Then you come back to the seat. It's very selfish and wrong. You know, they don't have a future, so they will come and do all of these things to damage the system. If he knew very well that where he was sitting was on fire, he was never going to take that risk. And I can say to you, people of Nimba, the kind of risks, people who take risks to get position are very desperate, and you should rush out for Kun. We are hearing clearly from reliable sources that he had pawned nearly all his property in the county just to get this seat.
His properties?
Like his properties. Like his houses, like opposite Jackie, there's a place there. They said that place was for him, but he pawned it to floor. His hospital, he pawned it. And we even hearing that there are a lot of areas he had also pawned. Somebody who pawned me this thing will end up pawning the county tomorrow. Ele kwa lodo to ye kwa nyene bo kwa legende do kwa lodo to man denti wo mare we ke ma we pa mi do main we ne we am okay. If that kind of desperate person, we go get him a seat, he gonna sell everybody in that county. So the best thing, let open our eyes, let Senator Johnson go rest, let get Honorable Rowland do. And we're gonna move to the county. When we enter NEMA, we're not gonna come out of NEMA until October 8th when we are coming to Monrovia to close the campaign along with the president. So to our mothers, to our sisters, to our family in the diaspora in here, and many other people overseas that sitting, I don't know what happened here. Stop saying what you don't know. We live here. We feel what we feel it. We are telling you there are developments that are going to NEMA that you have no idea of. Maybe some of you in America just want us to be on the full whole day calling you for $50 US or on the $5 US. You don't want us to be independent because the road connectivity in NEMA will make us independent. That will not be to Western Union every minute, every second, but our Western Union will be right here. Perhaps that is what you don't want. That's why you're supporting Unity Party. Unity Party was there for 2 years. Why are they so desperate? And even in their campaign, they are so arrogant. Very, very arrogant. So Nimbayan, let's open our eyes on a Rowland Duo, the president of the Republic of Liberia. For me, I want one round resounding victory.
Thank you.
Let us vote for the president, and we have no regret. And to our president, we love you so much because you were the first to love this country. You are so passionate, and I will close with this, Mr. Griffith. I met a lady in Ghana. Her name is Abi. Abi is now running for a representative in Ghana. She said President Weah lived right by her mother's house, and President Weah's sibling was in her mother's school at Tilly when the war was in Liberia. She said President Weah was somebody that when any Ghanaian met, they would pray for him because of the way he was taking care of his siblings. And she said one thing about him is that he was prayerful. He was somebody who feared God and loved God. So I said to her, are you sure what you are saying? And people in Liberia are saying he never even knew God. She said, no, I know him very well. And after the election, I will come to Liberia. I said, but one thing I can assure you, our president will recognize you when he sees you. If somebody from foreign land, different countries saying this about the president, Thank you for
Thank
voting
you.
him.
Thank you.
Thank you always for the opportunity.
Thank you, Detowa.
We have won. Thank you.
Detowa Pebe, the head of the National Commission on Disability, and the chairperson for the We Are for NIMA. For NIMA for We Are was what he said. My name is Jala Emmanuel Nikki. Kalu Farela Kiang Barakuli Nyale Wantoka Ozuboma. Ngana po kwila davatema jabapunu. Samashan Greyfield. Have a good day from Monrovia. Join me again tomorrow. The Nation's Heavenly J on your radio again.